An oscilloscope is a device that can measure frequency, noise, and amplitude in a circuit. This device is used to help troubleshoot a circuit or maximize the amount of power you need to power a speaker by an amplitude. Users are electromechanical techs, which use it to figure out if there's any distortion or noise in a circuit which could harm the different components that it's powering. Stereo hookup techs also use these. They use these to get the maximum power that they can get from their amps to their speakers in order to get the best sound. Locations are industries and home use. In industries is where electromechanicals use it to figure out if they're getting really good circuits without noise and distortion. Same with stereo hookup techs. Stereo hookup techs use these to see if there's distortion, and they also can use it to maximize the amperage that they need for their speakers. Physical characteristics, they are usually pretty small. As you can see by the picture, they are 15 by 6'7" by 12.75 deep and 5.2 inches high. They weigh around 16 to 17 pounds. They are designed to sit on a table, and depending on which one you buy, there are different colors, textures, and material. And what they do is, once you hook it up to a circuit, you can get a sine wave, which is a wavy line like that. And depending on if it's a nice straight wavy line or if there's any different notches in it, the notches means there's distortion or noise in the system. And you want to get rid of that by, usually what happens is the wires are too close to each other and they create noise, which means they're affecting each other. Parts of this are the power cord, which connect to the wall, the probe, which connects to the circuit, and the oscilloscope itself. The oscilloscope, it needs to have 110 to 130 volts, and on the oscilloscope there are 3 different knobs here. Those are the main knobs that you'll be using. This knob right here is a horizontal knob, which decides where your wavy line is going to be at. You can move the wavy line to the left or to the right. You usually want to get it right in between these 2 lines here. Then there's another knob that goes up and down, vertical. Vertically, you can either have it on the bottom if you're going to have 2 different waves, or you can have it right in the middle if you're only going to have 1. And this other knob here is volts per division, and that decides on how big your wave's going to be. If you want your wave to take up the whole screen, or if you want your wave to be half the screen, depending on how many circuits you're going to have hooked up. Other buttons are just to make them brighter or clearer, depending on what you need. And then oscilloscopes range in price, and depending on which ones you buy determines the quality of material, shape, and color. They are mostly used in industries by an engineer or electromechanical techs, or used at retail stores that hook up stereo systems for stereo techs that measure the frequency, amplitude, and noise in the circuit. And that's what an oscilloscope does.